At the Ruth Asawa School of the Arts, there is more than one way to tell a story. Many artists begin to tell their stories while here at SOTA. We embrace expression as a lifelong narrative.
Through my art, I learn more about myself and the way I interact with the world than I do through anything else. Whether it's through their body or their voice or their instrument or into some finished product, I feel like all artists have this need to get something out of themselves that we all understand about each other.
Going into architecture, I thought it would be all houses, but then if you look around, it's super abstract, and that's kind of turned me on to a new idea of what design really is. Growing up, I always liked to build stuff, and it's really special to be able to continue that in high school in more advanced ways.
Visual art has helped me realize how important observation is, to have appreciation for everything, not just the people, but also the objects around you, the environment around you. As a child, I attended the Boys and Girls Club, which had a small art department, and I would just draw every day until I heard about SOTA. And I realized I could go there, develop my art skills, and really bring my art past the sketchbook and really expand myself.
The sense of connection you get when you do a choral work, the feeling of breathing together and singing together, it makes you feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself. Since being in the vocal department, I've been exposed to so many different cultures. I've sung in Hebrew, German, French, Italian, and it makes you notice the commonality amongst us all.
The guitar for me has been a passionate instrument since I was a little kid. My parents, my brother all love the music in Peru, the criolla, folkloric music, and guitar has been part of the family, and it got attached to me, and so I started playing the guitar. So before SOTA, I didn't have any lesson. I couldn't afford any lesson at all. I didn't know if I could afford a class where a teacher can tell me, the basics of the guitar. I just learned things off the internet for the guitar, learned the basics of it, and I was really struggling. It was frustrating at the beginning, but my dad, gave me advice of being patient enough to truly express yourself in the guitar if you really are dedicated for it. My goal is just to become great at what I do as a guitarist, and then later on travel around the world, learn new music, meet new people, and it's fascinating cultures around the world. For my childhood, I remember traveling around Cusco, Machu Picchu, Lima, and Chosica, where I was born around there. And when I hear Peruvian pieces right now, memories come back to me, and it's just like a passionate thing, knowing that hopefully soon I can go back.
Food photography is a way to show food in a different perspective. So normally you go to a restaurant and you see the chef cook something, but food photography really shows it as an art form besides the chef and the audience. In the beginning, I really was exposed to painting and drawing. I wasn't exposed to photography, so at SOTA I would learn basic traditional techniques such as color, composition, lighting, and that really helped with the photography part. For my food photography, it's less staged and it's more like organic and basically a real experience that can happen in someone's kitchen. So in my art, I try lots of times to show people that they can try something new that they haven't tried before, and that they can share that passion with other people who also haven't tried it before.
I think being a dancer is especially hard because our bodies are instruments, and it takes countless number of hours to attain that control and physical ability it takes to be a dancer. In dance, we work for about 5 months for this one single show. Usually when the audience sees a final performance, they don't always realize how much work and preparation goes into that, and so just that build-up is really rewarding.
In dancing, there's a lot of strength involved, and a lot of times people think it's like a female thing to do to dance, but there's a lot of technique and strength needed to do that.
When I dance, everything that has happened previously sort of goes away, and I don't think when I dance. And it's one of the only times that I really feel proud of myself or just accomplished.
Writing is a form of mental health care, free for all who dare to pick up a pen and paper, allowing for their souls to find salvation. Writing is the best way to persist in the twisted myths of history, so that when we cease to exist and are no longer missed, our thoughts will continue to be contemplated. It is writing that allows for diversity and stories to live for as long as they are read, told, and remembered. My family is a family of storytellers, and I've always been told stories as a child, and I hope to, refine my stories and be able to share them with others and share other stories. I want to be able to grow as a writer and have the ability to connect other people to each other so that they can understand my life and each other's lives on a more universal scale.
I really enjoy the feeling of just the instrument vibrating into your fingertips and the sense of fulfillment that I get when I'm able to sound exactly the way I want to sound in my head.
I play the bass because the bass is really the backbone of the orchestra. When the whole orchestra is just sort of firing away and some huge, gigantic piece like something romantic like Elgar, it's really just glorious and there's nothing else like it.
they're doing a performance and someone comes up to you and tells you that you made them feel something or that you touched them, it fills you with a certain power knowing that you can communicate with people in a way that many others can't.
The people at SOTA don't see the world as normal people do. They see it in a more creative way.
The best part of going to a school where I'm surrounded by artists is that the possibilities for collaboration are endless. Every art form or discipline or instrument is really just a vessel for creativity, and I think that's really beautiful.